So, as you may or may not be able to tell, today it has rained, and that gives me occasion to talk about the removal of rain from FaZe Clan. And a lot has been said about this particular move. A lot of people are against it because it's considered to be a bit of an unceremonious removal of somebody who's been on the team for so long. But I also agree that the kicking was misguided. I think it was not the right timing for this, being the middle of the season and FaZe, being in a complete mess right now. To remove particularly Rain, such an important piece of that roster, is a misguided move. And I'm going to get into the reasons why I think that. So it's undoubtedly true that Rain has been dropping off for the last few years, and that he's simply not the same Rain that people want him to be from 2017 and before. The thing about Rain, though, is that he's always been the identity of FaZe Clan from the beginning. And one of those aspects, among many aspects of it, is that he's always been a big game player. So Rain has always been extremely good in those crucial situations, where FaZe needed to win the game. And he's always been known for that. Uh, and on top of being the identity of FaZe, he's also the reason that a lot of players wanted to join the team in the first place. A lot of people associate FaZe with Rain, and in fact, Simple, when he went to play in FaZe, often said that it was because of Rain that he wanted to join in the first place. So removing this core part of the team at this moment seems like a misguided move. On top of that, Rain, like this fine day that I'm having today in London, has always been a stone cold and calm presence within the team, as has been evidenced over the last 9 years that he's been on the team through vlogs and testimonies from other players who say that he's just the best teammate imaginable. He's flexible and is willing to give space to other people. And right now, when Twistzz is coming into the team, the player that's supposed to be replacing Rain, and you've got jcobbb already on the team, a really inexperienced player, you would really like having someone like Rain who would make it easier for them to integrate and make them feel more comfortable and have a reason to be there. Hey, I'm playing with Rain, and having Rain as a teammate has always been a great thing according to everybody that's played with him. And on top of that, the issue of jcobbb is a whole separate issue. Because when FaZe underperforms at this upcoming major, because although a lot of FaZe fans want them to have a huge deep run or something, in all truthfulness, it's very unlikely that they're going to do anything like that at this major, as unfortunate as that is. When they bring Twistzz in and they go to the major, even if jcobbb does perform okay, even though he's not been it so far, people are going to point the finger at jcobbb and say, hey, why aren't we playing with Rain instead of jcobbb? And the org is going to take a massive PR hit, in terms of that, not even just with the benching of Rain. They're going to have the double PR hit of like, why do we have this guy playing instead of Rain? We want our guy back. And on top of that, they're not going to do anything at the major because they don't have a big game player like Rain who's going to make them, potentially win a miracle game here and there when it comes to the playoffs, if they even reach it there. So it's going to be a really difficult situation for FaZe because they made a move that made it more unlikely for them to have a deep run in the situation that they're in, and they're also taking a massive PR hit in the process. Now, I'm not an advocate of FaZe becoming like a kind of retirement home for players like Rain and Kerrigan and Brokey and these guys. Honestly, FaZe, part of its identity is that it's a winning team, so they definitely are justified in wanting to change out Rain for someone like Twistzz, because Twistzz has a similar skill set to Rain, but is just a more exciting and more upcoming and a more skilled player right now. So I'm not advocating for Twistzz to not come in and for Rain to stay indefinitely, but this needed to be treated with more consciousness, like on the side of FaZe, because Rain was the identity of FaZe, and you may not have had a player like Simple on your team if not because of this guy. And he really provided a lot, I think, in terms of creating the foundation and the identity of FaZe, and is one of the main reasons that people follow this team. What's going to happen to FaZe now if they stop winning? And in addition to that, that Rain isn't on the team anymore, and there's no fan favorite player anymore, and it's just Kerrigan taking all of the load of the blame. Because one of the good things about Rain, too, is that he could take criticism. He would never lash out or make public statements or be a diva or anything like that. He was never like that. He would always take every criticism on the chin, and he would be a lightning rod for a lot of the criticism, so people like jcobbb and Brokey don't get as much of the criticism when FaZe loses, because even though FaZe has been a winning team in 2022 and 2023, they had a lot of bad periods, and Rain was there to tank a lot of that damage. So all in all, even though Twistzz for Rain is an on-paper upgrade in terms of firepower, it's basically a bad move in every single other way, because in terms of the vibes, which is what FaZe fans like to talk about all the time, the vibes, this is going to ruin the vibes. You're not going to have Rain anymore, the FaZe guy. In terms of the PR for FaZe, it looks terrible because they've kicked Rain before the major even happened, and which is already looks terrible. And on top of that, when they don't win, a lot of people are going to put a lot of target on jcobbb and be like, why is this guy here instead of our guy Rain? And they're going to take even more heat for that. And probably it's also, on top of all that, going to reduce overall the chances of FaZe doing anything at the major, because Rain is a guy that was really good at being like a rock for everyone and improving the vibes of the team. And he's also a big game player. So what is even the upside for FaZe anymore if they reach the playoffs? Like, are we really going to expect like Brokey to roll back the years and like outplay ZywOo and like outplay Dog and Twistzz to like them being able to do it by committee? I guess one good aspect is that you have Brokey, Twistzz, and Frozen on the same team, and if they can play well together, well then maybe they can have like a bit of a renaissance like in 2022 when you had them, the trio of stars doing it by committee. But that's just a long shot considering that we haven't seen Brokey play that well in really a long time. Frozen has proven to not be a big game player, and in fact has shit the bed on several occasions in which he was actually playing in front of a stage, and when the stakes got higher, he wasn't the same Frozen anymore. And Twistzz, well, he was playing well on Liquid, but we'll have to see when he rejoins FaZe. Anyhow, I'd like to hear what you guys think about this, and thanks for watching the video.